Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit.
Hey my babies, it's Auntie Trice with another video for you. If you have not done so, please head on over to all of my other social media platforms and follow me on there. They are going to be listed in the description box up underneath this here video. Click the like button on your way in here, my babies. That's a quick and free way to support Auntie's channel. And go ahead and subscribe to Auntie's channel today because you know you're coming back and I know you're coming back. It costs $0 to subscribe to Auntie, so why haven't you done it yet? I got my handy dandy phone and it's time for us to get into the tea for today. Well, Lil Durk's attorney has slammed prosecutors for using song lyrics as evidence in murder for hire case. There is no real evidence. Let's get into this story. Lil Durk, the Chicago rap star, finds himself in the crosshairs of a federal investigation, accused of orchestrating a murder for hire plot. But his legal team is calling foul, saying the case is built on his rap lyrics and not actual evidence. Durk's attorneys, Drew Finding and Marissa Goldberg, told TMZ Hip Hop, when prosecutors lean on rap lyrics as evidence, it's a clear sign they have no real case. The feds, however, argue otherwise, pointing to lines from Babyface Ray's track Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, where Lil Durk raps about an Addy and a green light, allegedly tying the lyrics to the August 22 murder of Savea Robinson, the cousin of rival rapper Quando Rondo. The track dropped months after the killing, but Durk's team says any connection is purely speculative. The claims against Mr. Banks are false and lack the most basic due diligence, they stated, adding that Durk, real name Durk Banks, is a Grammy Award-winning artist, a dedicated father, and a loving husband. As Durk prepares to battle these charges in court, his legal team is making it clear rap lyrics don't equal a confession. Do y'all think using song lyrics as evidence is a reach? Or do they have a case? So I know y'all might be a little confused as to who Lil Durk's wife is, because y'all heard me when I said Lil Durk is a loving father and a husband, okay? Well, it has been rumored that he is married to his longtime girlfriend, India Royale. So Lil Durk and India have been together since 2017. They got engaged in 2021 and they were married secretly in 2024 amid these charges. They also share a 6-year-old daughter together by the name of Willow Banks. She was born to them in 2018, just a year after their relationship started. India Royale makes baby mama number 5, and this makes baby number 6 for Lil Durk. So now that we have the family dynamics of Lil Durk out the way, let's go ahead and get into the questions that I asked earlier before we dove into how he is a husband now, okay? And the questions that I asked were, do you think it's right for them to be using Lil Durk's lyrics against him? And this is my take on that. They are dead ass wrong for using these lyrics as evidence into linking this man to a crime that he probably had nothing to do with. You understand what I'm saying? Just because he's saying it don't mean that he had something to do with it. Just like with Plies. Plies was glorifying a lot of stuff in his music earlier in the day. Do y'all remember that? Come to find out, Plies ain't experienced none of that. He was rapping about his brother's life, okay? Lil Durk could be doing the same thing. He could have heard about a situation, or he could have seen a situation, and he rapping about it as if he was the one that actually did it, trying to make himself look tough and gangster, and he ain't have no parts in that. So no, you need to do your job as a police officer and find the evidence on Lil Durk linking him to that specific crime. If you cannot find any evidence on Lil Durk linking him to that specific crime, that means that he ain't have nothing to do with it. If you can't find no evidence on him other than him singing it in some damn lyrics, then wrap this shit up and let him go, period. Throw this shit out, okay? You ain't got no case, period. That's how I feel about it. I need hardcore evidence. I don't need rap lyrics. So no, they shouldn't be using this in court. And I hope that the judge throw it out. Now go do your job, police. Go do your job. You say that he is part of this crime. Find the evidence linking him to this crime. Get it. Get solid evidence. That's what you need. Y'all are crazy. But that's my take on that. So y'all drop down in the comments and give me y'all honest opinions and let me know how y'all feel about it. I want y'all to keep in mind that Auntie is not a fan of Lil Durk. I'm not a stan for this man. This is my honest, unbiased opinion, how I am looking at things playing out in front of my eyes in real life. This ain't right, y'all. I don't care how y'all try to switch this and try to make it seem like I'm a Lil Durk fan or whatever. Lil Durk ain't even in my music algorithm, I promise you, okay? I don't even listen to this young man. But I am going to call out when right is right and wrong is wrong. Y'all know Auntie stand for truth in this channel. The police being lazy. Them detectives and them investigators, they are being lazy, and I don't like it. They just trying to throw anything at him. You know what I'm saying? Go on, get the evidence. Do your job, like I said. All right, we finna move on to our next subject.
I'm Drake's favorite rapper.
Who?
I'm his favorite rapper.
You Drake favorite rapper?
Yeah.
Nah.
He always say that. Even his people always say that. They always say that. Even when he, you know what I mean? Even when he ain't around, so he was shit like, oh, no, it's for real, bro. I'm saying, you just got it. So it don't make no sense like how Big Kendrick Lamar beat you to it, you know what I mean? Come on out there. So we ain't playing all types of songs together. And that's why you sent all that money like that. That's why you just sent that out of nowhere like that.
Hell no.
First of all, I'm not going to attempt to try to tell y'all that I understood what he said. I only understood bits and pieces of it. And the bits and pieces of it that I did understand, I'm going to translate it to this. He was telling y'all that he is Drake's favorite rapper. So he don't understand how Kendrick Lamar could have beat him. Yes, I can. You are no Kendrick Lamar, Kodak Black. Now, Kodak, you straight now, Kodak. I'm being serious. You make some bops and you are good. But you are not a Kendrick Lamar. Let's stop. Auntie gonna stop you when you get the line, but I'ma admire you when you tell the truth now. I'm for real. I always been like that. And then he goes on to say that Drake paid out some money. That's why he paid out that money like that and this and that and the third. He was speaking on the fact that Drake paid out $150,000 for some false information, okay? Let me tell you something, Kodak. You are not on the level of a Kendrick Lamar. Lyrically, not like that, okay? You can do some work and you are great at what you do, okay? Be happy for what you are doing. But how in the world was Drake going to use you to beat Kendrick Lamar? How was he going to do that? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. How was he going to do that? Be honest. And Drake was out here being a little biatch, paying for information. And he got exactly what he deserved, being a snake in the grass. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. I do believe that you are Drake's favorite rapper, and it makes sense that you are Drake's favorite rapper. That's probably why he did the dumb goofy shit that he did with you being his favorite rapper, because he all do some dumb goofy shit. Both of y'all is on that dumb goofy shit. Like, you was dumb and goofy for even coming out here saying anything about this situation that had nothing to do with you. You're inserting yourself into something that has nothing to do with you. Now go sit down and mind your business. You need to be looking at checking into somebody's rehab instead of talking about stuff like this. I'm just saying, no tea, no shade, okay? That's it. That's all that I got for you. Let's move on to our next subject. Next on the docket, we have a group of trans, non-binary, and cisgender people party in the Women's U.S. Capitol bathroom in protest of Representative Nancy Mace's bill that would bar trans women from using the same restroom. The bill was introduced just after the first trans woman was elected into the House. A commentator by the name of Jerome Trammell took to his Twitter account to say, United States Capitol banned transgender women from using the women's bathroom. My trans friends and I went to the Capitol and had a meeting in the ladies' room. Dear at Nancy Mace, we hope you will enjoy. So what are they protesting exactly? Let's see what Nancy Mace said, and then I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm going to see this in the House Rules package. I want to make sure that no men are in women's private spaces, and it's not going to end here. This shouldn't be going on any federal property. If you're a school or an institution that gets government funding, This kind of thing should be banned. I think it's sick, it's twisted. I have fought like hell for women's rights. I mean, 25 years ago this year, I became the first woman to break the glass ceiling and graduate from a military college that was formerly all male. And to see the way that I've been attacked today and last night for fighting to protect women and girls, it's ridiculous. So if that being a feminist makes me an extremist, I'm totally here for it.
Is this effort in response to Congresswoman McBride's coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some.
All right, and y'all heard Representative Nancy Mace, and to just make a long story short, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I agree with this woman. I have said in previous videos, if y'all have not been following Auntie, you need to go see it. In previous videos, I have said that I do not like that transgender women are playing in women's sports. They need their own category. They need their own bathrooms. They need their own everything because they are a different category of people. Are they still people? Yes, but they have put themselves in a whole completely different category and they need to be treated as such. Okay, they are a different type of people, and I'm tired of this cisgender word that y'all trying to throw around here. That's not even a word, okay? That don't even apply for real. And before you get up in these comments and talking about Auntie, cisgender is a word. I know that it is a word. It has a definition. I understand that. I know that it is a real word. But what I'm saying is that word should not even be a word. It really shouldn't. How in the hell can you call the original woman a cisgender woman and then the trans woman a trans woman is making saying that they're transforming into a woman, and the cisgender is an original woman when it needs to just be woman, period. This non-binary stuff, I'm tired of that too. It's just women and men. I agree with Representative Nancy Mace, and I'm just going to say this. A man that was born a biological man who decided later in life to change himself into a female does not have the right to be going into women's restrooms or playing women's sports. That's it. That's all. You can do whatever else you want to do, but you don't have the right to be occupying women's nothing because you were not born a biological woman, period. You don't have the right to do that. So when it comes to women's category and anything, they don't have the right to be winning any type of awards because they weren't born biological women. That's not fair to women. So women got to compete against other women and men that are now women too. Y'all are crazy. And since y'all want to parade around in the bathroom, Representative Nancy Mace had a message for y'all, and here it is.
All right, so some tranny protesters showed up at the Capitol today to protest my bathroom bill, but they got arrested, poor things. So I have a message for the protesters who got arrested. You ready? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak to an attorney present during any question. If you cannot afford an attorney, I doubt many of you can, one will be provided to you at the government's expense.
Yep, she real messy and she petty, and I like her. I ain't even gonna hold you. And I like the fact that she's standing up for women's rights, okay? More of us need to take this same stance and stand up for us instead of allowing these people to come in here and shove their ways and their beliefs down our throat when we know that their ways and their beliefs are twisted. This is seriously a mental disorder, but we are allowing this to happen. Do you get what I'm telling you? It feels like the trans community the most out of everyone, out of all the communities in the LGBTQ plus community. It feels like the trans community is the strongest community, and it's not the trans men, it's the trans women. The strongest community that's trying to literally take over another person's space. You understand what I'm saying? You over here calling us cisgender like we are the subgender to a trans woman. That's not what that means. We are woman, and then there is trans woman, meaning that you are transforming into a woman. There should not be no prefix before my name. There should not be none of that. None of that before my name, before my gender, because I am the original. There should be none of that before my gender. It's going to be before yours because you changed yours. You around here playing God. I am not going to sit over here and listen to y'all cry wolf. Because just like how these men came over here in America, these white men came over here and they conquered, They slaughtered, they raped, they pillaged, they came, they saw, and they did. That's exactly how the trans women community is trying to be. They came over here. They saw that they like what women going through. They want to be a woman real bad. They just see that life sucks as a man. So they want to be a woman real bad, and they just change and they transform, and then they come over into women's spaces and try to tell them how to be women and try to take over and try to tell them what to do and how to do it. No, sir. Not gonna happen. You don't see no trans men doing that. It's only the trans women community. That community is strong about coming in and trying to erase the blueprint, which is the biological woman. No, you cannot erase woman. You actually come from woman. So you can't erase woman, because without the woman, there would be no you. Oh my God, I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into it. All I'm going to say is I stand with Representative Nancy Mace. We need to get more women on her side. We need to get more women on our side. Just hilarious. We need to get more women on this side, because the trans women have lost their mind. I'm just going to be honest. They have really, really, really lost their mind. That's why it shows, and I keep trying to tell y'all, no matter how much y'all put on makeup, and no matter how many dresses you get, no matter how many surgeries you get, no matter how much you try to change your hormones into a female, you are still going to read male. You are still going to think like a man, because that's what you were born as, a man. That's who you are. Only men think like this, how y'all think. Oh, well, I'm a woman now, so I can come in here and tell y'all what to do and tell y'all how to think, tell y'all how to raise kids, tell y'all how to birth kids, tell y'all that periods belong to us and not really y'all. Stuff like that. No. Oh, no. No. Y'all need to get in here and sit down and act right. That's what you need to do, okay? So, I propose this. The trans community needs their own categories, and they need their own awards, and they need their own separate sports. They need all of that. So, like, if we having women's awards, the trans women can be at the women's awards, but the category is going to be for the trans woman category. That's the only category that they can win. And the trans women. These trans women don't even want y'all knowing that they was biologically born men. That's why they have a problem with you calling it out that trans women need their own categories in sports and they need their own bathroom, because they don't want to identify as trans woman. They literally just want to identify as woman. You are not a woman. Biologically, you are not a woman, okay? You are a man transforming into a woman. So life is going to be a bit different for you, okay? You chose that route, though. So you can't cry about the route that you chose. I don't get it. That's what I'm mad about the trans women community about. You chose to do this to yourselves, and then you get mad because you can't fully be what you are trying to be, which is a woman. You will never be able to be a woman. That's something that you will never be able to be. No matter how much you try to change that, it's not going to happen. So you need to be in your own separate category. Yes, we know that you're here. We see you. You're big. You're beautiful. You're brilliant. We see y'all. But you don't have to force yourselves upon us trying to make us accept y'all like that. That ain't cool. You understand what I'm telling you? You're trying to play God. I'm trying to tell you, God is not pleased. I'm not even finna get into that. You need to get in here, sit down, and shut up. That's what I'm telling you. Just like how you've been telling the women to do. You've been telling women to sit down and shut up for a long time in your man voice. Now you trying to come over here in your woman voice and tell us to sit down and shut up. No, it's time for you to be a woman, sit down and shut up. You wanted to be in this life. You wanted to be over here in this world. Now act like a woman. A woman is seen and not heard. You heard me. Now shut up. I'm serious. I'm tired of that. I'm sorry to anybody who's in the transsexual community. Auntie is not transphobic, homophobic, or any of the phobias. I love all of God's people, but y'all are doing too much, and it's time for you to pipe down. Pipe down. You doing too much, okay? That's it. That's all. Now let's move on. Next on the docket, we got to talk about Master P's son, Hersey Miller, being arrested with 2 other students for allegedly stealing refrigerators from a campus loading dock. Let's get into this story. Hersey Miller, son of rap mogul Master P, is facing legal heat after being accused of stealing refrigerators from Southern Utah University's campus. According to TMZ, Hersey, 24, and 2 other SUU students, Brock Felder, 20, and Peter Dadson Jr., 25, were arrested the day before Thanksgiving for swiping 2 $1,500 refrigerators from a campus bookstore loading dock on November 11th. Security footage allegedly captured the trio loading the appliances into vehicles before driving off. Police traced the suspects in their rides through university directories, finding one fridge brazenly visible through an apartment door and the other stashed in a garage. The students told police they assumed the fridges were abandoned after sitting outside for weeks, but here's the kicker. They didn't bother to ask anyone before hauling them off. Each has been charged with theft valued between $1,500 and $4,999, though they've since been released from custody. Hersey must have wanted to do ratchet stuff with his friends because we know Master P can buy him plenty of refrigerators. And to be honest, y'all, I ain't really got too much to speak on this story. This story was pretty much self-explanatory. This young man had a young and dumb moment, and now he's paying the consequences for his actions. He could possibly be getting kicked out of school for this, because I damn sure know that this is a felony that they did. This is a felony. So they damn sure could be getting kicked out of school for this, and that's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. You done threw your life away trying to be young and dumb and stupid. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's it, that's all. Let's move on to our next subject. Okay, y'all, the last person on the docket we got to talk about for today is Tank. He was sitting on somebody's podcast giving his thoughts on homophobia in the black community. He says there's no agenda and that gay people have been around forever. We're just able to see people more now as the world progresses. Now let's get into it.
Let me ask you. So what you're challenging in that is not necessarily. Am I hearing the challenge of
It's
sexuality
us.
or
It's
the double
us.
standard?
It's us.
Mm-hmm.
It's us. There's something about
When you say us,
black men.
black men, okay.
There's something about black men and the homosexual conversation that is it is a mess. The phobia as it relates to black men is the elephant in the room. And no one will actually articulate their devastation, right? Because you have to think, like, for a black man, the worst thing to be called
Yep. It's gay.
is gay.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing somebody's going to allude to, whether you are gay or not, when they're trying to assassinate your character,
Yep.
or get off the highest joke imaginable,
Yep.
they're going gay first.
Gay or snitch.
Or broke,
Yeah.
right?
Or broke. Yeah.
But
Gay being,
number one.
trying to figure out how to make you gay
Yeah,
is
yeah.
at the top of that list.
that's a fact.
So it stems from, right, something within our culture that has created this stigma
Yeah.
that is the somehow there's a program to make black men gay. Like you see it everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There's an attack on
Yeah. There's an agenda.
strong black men. But who's the attack coming from?
Do you believe there's an attack?
How?
No, I'm asking. Do you believe
Again, that's my answer.
Oh, how?
How?
Well, I think as people say it, through media, through fashion, through what's acceptable. Because
who?
Because, like, if you think about it, back in our generation, we're the exact same age. We didn't see homosexuality. It's been around since the beginning of time, but it was your auntie's friend, your uncle's friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's more in your face, more acceptable. It's more mainstream, actually trendy. You know?
Well, the world has gotten smaller. And so now we know that more humans exist. And we're actually we're actually able to see those humans living out their lives. We weren't able to see that before. I didn't know what was going on outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right.
I have a clue.
Right.
About my 4 blocks from 38th Street to Sherman Park. That's all I knew.
All right, y'all heard what Tank had to say, and I completely agree with him as far as the black community as a whole having a stigma towards the LGBTQ community, the homophobia that we have towards them. And I know he specifically was talking about black men, but I'm going to throw black women in there too, because we can be homophobic as well. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't really see black men being homophobic towards lesbians and bisexual women. They don't be homophobic towards us. They be homophobic towards their own kind. Like the men, the black men, they can't stand seeing a gay black man. They can't stand seeing a gay white man either, but they get on the black man harder because they are black. So they can't sit over here and attack a gay white man because that gay white man is not a part of the black community. Even though he's a part of the LGBTQ community, he's not a part of the black community. So the fact that you're a part of the LGBTQ community and you black makes it 10 times harder on y'all. It really do. Because I'm just gonna be honest, I didn't experience nothing that a gay man or a bisexual man has ever experienced. I can still get dates. I can go on dates with a woman or a man and not be judged. And not be judged at all. And I have been living my life freely, like comfortably. Okay, I am not with a woman. Now I am in a heterosexual relationship with a man, Uncle E. He don't want an extra woman in his life. He don't want these threesomes. He don't want none of that. He don't want that bisexualism that I got. He don't want that. He wants me. So with me being a bisexual, I am comfortable doing a man or a woman. Now I've been with this man for the past 7 years. It's nothing. I don't get a stigma. He don't look at me no types of way because I done been with women before. He don't look at me no types of way. Now if it was a man, I ain't even finna lie, Uncle E probably be like, get your gay ass from around here. Like he would probably be doing that. But for women, he looks at it like, oh, my woman like girls too. At least she ain't around here just fucking off with 1,000 niggas. You know, that's how they look at it. I don't know why they look at it like that. I cannot explain that to y'all. Why they are so easy to accept women's transgressions over the men's transgressions. I don't know why. I can't explain that to y'all. But I didn't experience a lot of what the bisexual man experienced. I didn't experience a lot of what the gay man experienced. I have never experienced what the transsexual woman is experiencing. Y'all have it really hard in the community. It's really sad, and I wish that we could come on a common ground with one another and just try to get over what it is that we're feeling towards one another, because I'm just gonna be honest, the LGBTQ community has a phobia against straight people as well. They have a phobia against heterosexual people. So we need to like literally sit down with each other one day and figure out what the phobias are and figure out how we can dismantle them, because we're not going to get anywhere fighting amongst each other. Black people, we're never going to get anywhere fighting amongst each other. And this is going to be my last point, and I'm going to end it right here. Tank, the only thing that I don't agree with what you said was that a gay agenda isn't being pushed, when you can clearly tell that there is a gay agenda being pushed. There is a war on the heterosexual world. There is a war on the family dynamic. There is a war on the man and woman dynamic. Yes, there is. And I'm not going to sit here and let you act like you don't know what's going on, because you do, and you're a puppet. So you are supposed to say, oh no, there's not anything going on. There's not an agenda being pushed. Meanwhile, there's a whole agenda being pushed. You're here to tell us that the sky is green when it's actually blue. That's what you're here to do. Be somebody's puppet. So I'm not going to literally listen to anything that you say when the whole entire industry is covered in LGBTQ. The whole entire industry, Hollywood, all of that is covered in LGBTQ. And they are going to push their narrative onto folks. They've been buck breaking y'all for years since they've been letting y'all up in this industry. They've been buck breaking y'all for years. Okay? Now that it is acceptable to be gay, now that it's acceptable to be trans, now they're going to plaster it and put it on every television screen that they can. And you don't think that that's an agenda? When they were doing it in secret for years, and now that it's become a trend, it's trendy to be gay now. It's trendy to be trans. Now they finna just plaster it over everywhere and start making laws, constitutional laws, that we gotta accept these people in our spaces, even though they weren't biologically meant to be in our spaces. So that's what you're doing now? No, you can't just shove something down our throats. You just can't do that. You can't feed me shit and tell me that it's sugar. You can't piss on me and tell me that it's raining. I don't get it. So no, Tank, I don't agree with that one. There is most definitely an agenda being pushed, and you being the puppet that you are, you're telling us that it's not. That's your job. You're supposed to tell us that. But you know, sane people like myself who is not homophobic, transphobic, any of the phobias, sane people like myself, we see the shit for what it is. You cannot feed me shit and tell me that it's sugar. You can't tell me that, okay? I got common sense. I got something called common sense. All right, that's it. That's all. Well, that's all that Auntie got to talk to y'all about for today. I got some more coming for you later on. You know how I do. Do all the things that I told you to do in the beginning of this video, my babies, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I love you. I'll see you soon. Y'all be safe out there and be kind to one another, okay? Talk later. Bye.